Today, we're going to talk about what inspired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, it is true that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was partially inspired by real-life killer Ed Gein, but that's not what this video is about. Still, if you want to know more about Ed Gein, you can check out some of my previous videos I did on him, which I'll link to in the description below. Now, to put it plainly, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wouldn't be the same without, well, a chainsaw. I mean, it's right there in the title. Ed Gein, however, isn't exactly known for wielding a chainsaw. So, what inspired Tobe Hooper to unleash a chainsaw massacre on the public? Well, that's where things get a little creepy. You see, it was around Christmas and Tobe Hooper was doing a little bit of shopping for the season. And he was in a crowded department store. Picture something like a Sears. There were thousands of other shoppers around him, and it was really starting to get on his nerves. He was making his way through the crowd and couldn't wait to get out. That's when he found himself in front of a chainsaw display. That's when something sinister popped into his mind. If he picked up a chainsaw and started that bad boy up, people would get out of his way pretty quickly, and then he'd be able to navigate his way out of the department store much more easily. While driving home, Hooper's mind went to work on what he had thought about in the department store, and he decided that he was going to incorporate the chainsaw into an idea he had already been working on about young people in isolation.
Is anybody here?
And that, my friends, is how the Texas Chainsaw Massacre came to be. So, the massacre may be over, but the horror is just beginning. If you want to be a part of it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow the Big TH on social media for future updates.
2003, nearly 30 years after the release of the original film, it was time for Leatherface to get a fresh start in a remake.
You're so dead you don't even know it.
That being said, let's take a look back at the remake and go over 10 things you might have not known about the movie. Number 1. Leatherface was originally going to kill Jedediah by impaling him with his chainsaw as punishment for helping Aaron escape. This scene was cut out because it was considered to be too brutal. Number 2. After filming for his character Wrapped, Eric Balfour stripped off all of his clothes, tossed them to the crew, and walked off the set while only wearing a baseball cap. Number 3. During her audition, Erica Learson screamed so loud that people in other parts of the building thought that someone was being attacked, so they called the police.
Oh my God! Let me see it. Nothing there.
Number 4. It was announced that Marilyn Manson was going to be the composer for the movie, but he had to back out due to scheduling conflicts. Number 5. Originally, Jessica Biel's character, Erin, was going to be pregnant, which is why she didn't smoke any weed or drink the water in Mexico.
Why do you think I haven't been drinking or smoking or doing anything this entire trip? Did you think about that?
Erin, I don't know. Okay, I mean, I can't read your mind. I'm trying, but...
I'm pregnant. You're gonna be a dad, Kemper.
Number 6. Speaking of Jessica Biel, she wasn't the only actress considered for the role of Erin. Hell, she wasn't even the only Jessica considered for the role. Jessica Alba was considered, as was Katie Holmes and Kirsten Dunst. As a matter of fact, Lauren German, the actress who plays the hitchhiker in the beginning of the movie, originally tried out for the role of Erin. Number 7. Gunnar Hansen, the actor who played Leatherface in the original movie, was asked if he'd like to appear in this film as the truck driver near the end of the movie. However, like many times before, Hansen wanted more money than what the studio was willing to pay him. Number 8. The scene in the van with R. Lee Ermey and Jonathan Tucker is particularly intense. One thing that lended to the intensity of the scene is that Jonathan Tucker would force the barrel of the pistol down his throat to intentionally make himself puke. If you look, you can actually see vomit coming out of his mouth in the scene. Number 9. This remake does pay homage to the original. When Erin pulls out a knife, she says that she got it from her brother.
Big brothers.
In the original, Franklin is particularly fond of his knife and lets his sister, Sally, borrow it.
Let me see your knife. Thank you.
Which she never returns.
What are you doing?
I can't find my knife.
That knife will do you any good.
I can't find my knife.
When did you have it last?
Well, I didn't have it last. You had it last. I gave it to you, remember? What'd you do with it?
Well, I don't know. Didn't I give it back to you?
No, I didn't have it when I got out of the van. You just never gave it back to me.
All right, I'll look for it.
Number 10.
What is up, horror fam? And just like that, here I am. Who do we have in here tonight, baby? I see Brian Perry. I see Chad Edmonds. I see Nate Blanche. Nate, where have you been? I was going to hold a eulogy for you tonight, man. We thought you were gone. JK, what's going on, horror fams? JP, what's up, brother Jack Dude? What's going on, man? Patty Ekman, what's going on? All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about horror movies you should be watching around Thanksgiving. And I'm going to preface this list by saying not all of these movies take place on Thanksgiving, okay? That would be a tough to do. And I'm not going to suggest that there's very few of those kind of movies. And the ones who suggest that exist, some of them aren't the best. I'm not going to suggest any bad movies tonight, really. Okay? Really. Yeah, right? Scared a little bit, I would be too. Nate Blanche, thanks for the $1, man. Look at him, he's just kicking that door down. Well, I do have an announcement for Nate because we thought you were gone. We thought Nate was gone. We thought we were going to have to round up some support to get the Natester in here. So if you click on the link in the description below, you will be taken to our brand new shirt. Check it out. Check it out. Get your Where's Nate shirt on the official Talk Horror merch shop. Link is in the description below. Go ahead and click on that bad boy and show your support for Nate because he's no longer with us. Nate's officially gone forever. I think that's an imposter in the chat. I don't think that's really Nate. So we need to round up as much support as we can. You know, our boy Nate, he was with us. He was a good man. He was a great man. And now he's a dead man. We'll always remember you, Nate. So get your Where's Nate t-shirt by clicking on the link in the description below. I'll miss you, Nate. I'll miss you, bro. Trav Zimmerman, what's going on? What is going on? Naughty man. J-Dub, what's going on, brother Jack Dude? Glad to see you in here, dog. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, that's right. That's right, Nate. We have a shirt dedicated to Where's Nate? Not imposter Nate, but real Nate. Nate the Great, gone, but not forgotten. Thank you for that, Trav. I think we should all have a moment of silence for Nate Blanche tonight, folks. I'm going to miss that guy. He was so fun. But hey, man, Freddy Fazbear claims another one, right? So, like I said, we are going to be discussing Thanksgiving horror movies that you need to watch. There's a few other special announcements that we're going to be talking about. So, Chad, let me go through a couple here. And then we'll let you come in. Tonight's special donation goal is for a special New Year's Eve stream with the Horror Fam. So if y'all remember when we had the Horror Fam celebration, I invited tons of you on the stream, and it looked like a kind of Horror Fam Brady Bunch deal. We're going to do that again if we hit tonight's goal. So, and if you want in on that, you're more than welcome. Any of you are welcome. All are welcome in the horror fam, damn it. We'll get you on the stream for a special New Year's Eve stream celebration. So, let's get into some suggestions for some Thanksgiving horror movies to watch. And let me tell you something. If any of you have suggestions, questions, comments, leave them in the chat and I will get to you, of course. But let's go ahead and get started. And the first one is Thanksgiving. Look at that. The tagline says it all. Gobble, gobble, motherfucker. There you go, baby. Thanksgiving is about a homicidal turkey who axes off college kids during Thanksgiving break. So this is one of the rare movies that made it onto the list that actually takes place on Thanksgiving. And it's a movie that I know a lot of people haven't seen. It's pretty obscure. Don't let the IMDb rating of a 4.2 fool you. This is probably a 10 out of 10 movie if I were to ask somebody like Necro. Okay, but I have to let you all know something, okay? I can't just give you this suggestion and not forewarn you, okay? I can't just hand these great movies over to you and expect you to know what to do with them, okay? Great power comes with great responsibility. So, I actually suggested this movie to Necro. You all know Necro. You all remember Necro. And what this dickhead did was he then proceeded to go to his Thanksgiving dinner with his family and show it to everyone, including his parents. Don't do that. Okay? Look, okay, I'm going to be honest, okay? Thanksgiving is an actual movie. JK's wondering, he's like, oh my God, is that an actual movie? I've never heard of it. Okay, look, it is an actual movie. But it is over the top, it is ridiculous, and it's fun. But that's coming from me. That's coming from a horror fan. This isn't a movie that you can take lightly. You know us horror fans. Sometimes we fall in love with things that not everybody's going to appreciate. Thanksgiving is definitely one of those movies. Thanksgiving is very cheesy. It is very low budget. It is extremely low budget. As a matter of fact, it only has a 1 hour runtime. So you have no excuse to watch it because if you don't, throw it in, it's an hour. Damn it. Okay. It takes pasta an hour to boil, for God's sakes. Watch Thanksgiving, but I'm going to tell you something. Okay. I'm going to give you a little heads up. So it follows a freaking killer turkey that goes around and kills college kids on Thanksgiving break. But like I said, I'm going to forewarn you a little bit of what you have to look forward to. Okay. This turkey is a bad Mama Jamma, okay? When I showed you the poster and the tagline for it, for God's sakes, is gobble, gobble, mother effer. That's what you have to look forward to. That turkey actually utters those words in the movie. There are even scenes where it's hilarious to somebody like me, and I might not be hilarious to everyone else, but there's scenes where, like, the turkey kills the boyfriend of a couple while they're making love. The turkey, and they're doing it from behind. Come on, this is a PG stream. They're doing it from behind, turkey style, and the turkey kills the boyfriend and then steps in for the boyfriend, and the girl doesn't even notice it. And it is hilarious. And then there's other things, like the turkey kills the father of this girl and then wears his face. And the girl, is so stupid. She when she shows up to talk to her dad, she thinks she's talking to her dad. It is clearly a turkey with her dad's face. He's wearing it. Okay, this movie, like I said, it's very cheesy. I just described some scenes to you. It's very silly. It's very low budget. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. If you haven't seen Thanksgiving, check it out. But be careful with the rabbit hole, the Thanksgiving rabbit hole, because you will notice undoubtedly when you look Thanksgiving up that there is a Thanksgiving 3. So you'll be like, well, where the hell's Thanksgiving 2, huh? And then you'll go on a wild goose chase, a wild turkey chase looking for it. Doesn't exist. They named the sequel Thanksgiving 3 just to be dickheads. Just to troll you. That's how genius these filmmakers are. So check it out. It's hilarious. JK, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know if you could call that bestiality. That girl looked like she was enjoying herself, if you ask me, if you know what I'm saying, dog. Like, I don't know. But yes, Thanksgiving, you gotta check it out. Gotta check it out. J-Dubs is saying, I gotta watch this. He's already in. Dude. Yeah, gotta check it out, man. It's better. Yeah, it's better than Tusk. I haven't seen the Killer Sloth movie, but I'm telling you. Yeah, Necro agrees. See, I told you I had this man on. I told this man about this movie, and he went and showed his whole family. I mean, that's how confident he was in this movie. You know what I'm saying? He loved it. Yeah, Wild Turkey, baby. Only if you're poor. Come on, Chad. This is a total badass movie, bro. You know it. You know you want to check it out. All right, Brian Perry, have you seen Thanksgiving? Like, good movie, hell yeah. And once again, we have Nate Blanche's imposter here saying, I've been lied to about turkey. They could kill you when you're eating them, dude. That you don't ever trust a turkey, bro. Don't ever trust a turkey, but that's all the attention we're giving you, imposter Nate. We know, of course, the real Nate Blanche has left us, folks. We don't know the extent of the situation, but prayers be with Nate Blanche. Remember to pick up your Where's Nate t-shirt in the description below. And by the way, if you haven't seen these movies, I've linked to all of them in the description below as well for your convenience. Check those out. The links lead to Amazon. And I'll get a little bit of kickback from that. So go pick up Thanksgiving. You'll love it. Okay. The next movie we're going to talk about, of course, is Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. After a Black Friday riot ends in tragedy, a mysterious Thanksgiving-inspired killer terrorizes Plymouth, Massachusetts. Massachusetts, the birthplace of the infamous holiday. Look, I haven't seen this movie yet. Seen a lot of comments about it so far. It sounds like it could be good, but it is it's a horror Thanksgiving movie that is in theaters right now. Check it out. You have to. If you want a horror Thanksgiving movie to watch, you got to check this one out, man. We have been waiting, 15 years for this movie? So in case any of you are wondering where this come from, because this movie didn't come out of the bottom of the barrel here, man. This movie was first teased, and I believe it was 2007, 2008, somewhere in there, for Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez when they teamed up to do the Grindhouse film. And it was a Grindhouse double feature. Of course, it was for Planet Terror and Death Proof. And they had fake trailers made for the movie. And they brought other directors in to shoot these fake trailers. For instance, Rob Zombie did a fake trailer for a film called Werewolf Women of the SS. Robert Rodriguez did the trailer for Machete, which later became an actual film. And Eli Roth did a fake trailer for something called Thanksgiving, which was kind of meant to be a spoof because, of course, in the 80s, we got a horror film for like every holiday ever, but there was never one just called Thanksgiving. So Eli Roth did a fake trailer for a film called Thanksgiving. This is the product. We're finally getting a movie for it, and it is in theaters right now. So if you want to see a slasher film that takes place on Thanksgiving, check out Eli Roth's Thanksgiving in theaters right now. Right now. Chad Edmonds says he is seeing it tomorrow. Oh my God, Chad. Yeah, you got to let us know what you think, dude. You definitely got to come in here and let us know what you think. Yeah, there you go, JK. It's like the third faux trailer to be made into a feature film. What else was... There was Werewolf Women of the SS, Thanksgiving, Machete. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Dragon Blues coming into the stream. What's going on, DB? We're going over Thanksgiving horror movies everybody should watch. Not necessarily they take place on Thanksgiving, but movies that have kind of those Thanksgiving vibes. As a matter of fact, Thanksgiving 2023 is the last film we're going to talk about, really, that takes place on Thanksgiving. The worst are just stuff that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, hobo with a shotgun. There you go, JK. I remember that. I do. And DB, don't give this Nate too much credit. Either this is an imposter or it's Nate's ghost. I'm not sure. But of course, we're all wondering, where's Nate? We miss him, man. Hey, shoo. And let me tell you something, man. It is freaking cold in here. What is up with this place? No temperature regulation. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's look at our next pick here. Next, we're going to go with Your Next. Now, like I said, it doesn't take place on Thanksgiving, but I feel like this could be a good one to watch around Thanksgiving time because it involves a family get-together. So in an attempt to mend their broken family ties, Aubrey and Paul Davison decide to celebrate their wedding anniversary by inviting family members to their weekend estate. The celebration gets off to a rocky start when mysterious assailants wearing animal masks suddenly attack the house. That is Your Next. And like I'm telling you, it doesn't take place on Thanksgiving, but the family is at a total get-together. They're having dinner, and then, yes, it turns into a home invasion movie. It has some hilarious moments in it. It has a lot of horror moments in it, a lot of suspense. It's like a more action-packed version of The Strangers. The Strangers was a little bit more suspenseful, a little bit more of a slow burn, a little bit more of like, what the hell is going on here? And people lurking around in the shadows. These guys kick the freaking door down, man. They're shooting arrows through the windows and everything. And I absolutely love our protagonist in this film because they mess with the wrong chick. And it's not one of those movies where it's just this chick who's helpless the whole movie. And then when stuff goes down, all of a sudden she's a badass. No, hell no. Okay, it's not that. This movie, this chick is a total badass from the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong. She's a total girly girl. Oh, I love you, my boyfriend, husband, guy. I want to make, kiss with you. Like, she's all that. But it is mentioned that she grew up on a survivalist compound with her dad. And that is why she's suddenly able to become a badass and kick right into survival mode. Super cool movie. If you haven't seen Your Next, I highly suggest checking it out. And just like the horror film I mentioned earlier, The Strangers, if you're a fan of that movie, check out Your Next. I think you'll like it. And the animal masks, icing on the cake. They have lamb masks mostly, but you could throw a turkey mask or pretend it's a turkey mask on there. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Use your imagination, horror fam. Oh my God! Wait, hold the phone. Hold the phone. What is this? We have Grassman Nightmare in here, just kicking that door down like, I made it. What's going on, horror fam? Did you miss me? It's hunting season. I've been up in the mountains. Don't have cellular service up there. Grassman, I'm going to call you out. Grassman, where have you been? Why have you left me alone? I'm freezing to death over here. Oh my God, Grassman. I got to have somebody to get my back in here, okay? There's no temperature regulation in this house. They go from cooking me in a sauna to put me over here. I feel like I'm on the freaking Donner Party Trail, man. I could be a damn pilgrim. I mean, it's like before they invented heat in this house. You know what I'm saying? What is this shit? The 60s? Get out of here. Oh my God. They're going to kill me. Jonas, what's going on, baby? Come over here. Warm me up, man. Warm me up. Goodness gracious, we got everybody in here. But look at JK. Says, loved Your Next. Miss Vincent was outstanding in it, as well as the Patrick remake. Yes, Sharni Vincent. Thank you for that, JK. He also goes on to say, Steven, you are a legend of horror. You are the greatest horrorologist of all time. We could not survive without you. This is another 10 out of 10 pick from you. Thank you for doing this for my favorite holiday up here in Canada, Thanksgiving. You're welcome, JK, and thank you for the kind words. Finally, I'm getting some respect I deserve around here. Dragon Blue says, Trav, this Nate is just like that landfill. Let me tell you something, Trav. Don't fall for the new Nate. This guy right here, this guy is a ghost. This guy is a ghost. The stream is haunted by this version of Nate Blanche. I don't know who this is, but it's spooky. It's spooky. Grassman, get the hell out of California. Dude! Well, if you would, instead of spending all your time out there hunting and killing animals and stuff, if maybe you would, swing me a couple hundo, maybe that would happen for me. But instead, I'm going to sit over here and freeze to death like a freaking freeze pop, man. Come on. Yeah, Jonas, he's freezing too. We're going to have, that's it, horror fam. We're all just going to have to huddle together to share our body warmth. There's nothing that can be said for it. JK, you do have a way with words, man. I love it, dude. I love it. I'm feeling a lot better tonight now that I'm on here. I'm finally getting over my sickness, and you guys are coming through for me. All right, so the next movie. Can anybody guess? Okay, actually, before we get into the next movie, I want to know what should be on this list. I want to see if anybody can guess an entry I've included on the list. Because like I said, there's not much that revolves around Thanksgiving in the horror community. I mean, there's just not. In the library that is horror, there's not much in terms of Thanksgiving movies. But I want to see what movies you guys and gals would include on here and see if you can guess one. Because a lot of these, I'm like, hey man, that would be, it could be a Thanksgiving movie or would be cool to watch around that. Chad Edmonds says, Bojangles, where's Nate shirt has been ordered, my friend. There we go. We've got to, I feel like maybe, I'm not sure, but I feel like Nate Blanche is almost like Freddy Krueger, and he thrives on attention. He lives on fear. Okay. And if we can get together enough people wearing this Where's Nate shirt, maybe our Nate could come back to life and communicate with us. I feel like that could happen. Pick up your Where's Nate shirt in the description below. I mean, we've really got to rally here, horror fam. And Chad, I'm going to do one more entry, and at the end of it, why don't you spring a little surprise on everybody, brother? J-Dub says, Would You Rather would be a good one for this list. Dude, I can totally see that now because it's people gathering at a table. That would be a good one. That's a brutal one, though. It's a brutal one that a lot of people haven't seen, but I dig that movie, man. Jeffrey Combs, Brittany Snow getting sadistic with it. I like it. Well, JK is saying Krampus. I mean, it starts on Black Friday, doesn't it? Hey, I'm not going to nitpick here, but that might work. Oh, Chad is saying he's going to wear that bad boy. Look at that, baby. Yes, I sure did, Chad. Sure got that. Okay, let's move on to the next pick. The next one is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, en route to visit their grandfather's grave, which has apparently been ritualistically desecrated, 5 teenagers drive past the slaughterhouse, pick up and quickly drop a sinister hitchhiker, eat some delicious home-cured meat at a roadside gas station before ending up at the old family home, where they're plunged into a never-ending nightmare as they meet a family of cannibals who more than make up in power tools what they lack in social skills. Now, number one, that's a hilarious description for this movie. Kudos to Michael Brook on IMDb for that. But once again, we have to include the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number one, it's a family getting together to share food. I mean, hey, that's heartwarming. That's lovely. That's everything grand. Unless you have my family, but that's besides the point. And hey, there's a dinner scene where everybody is gathered together at the table, and they try to hammer a girl's brains out. So what? You know what? This movie will bring the family together is what I'm really trying to say here. I think everybody can agree the Texas Chainsaw Massacre definitely deserved to make the list, and it has. And good movie. So let's see. Chad, go ahead and come through with your announcement if you want to, man. I remember you were going to hit us with that good, bro. And I will go ahead and load up the video file. Oh my God, we're making Brian Perry hungry now. He is ready for Thanksgiving dinner. So what food does everybody look forward to the most when they show up at Thanksgiving dinner? Chad Edmonds celebrating being a channel member for 3 months. For 3 months, baby. Nate Blanche says, my birthday would have been in 10 days if I weren't a ghost at the minute. Man, that's awesome, Nate. Man, I wish, hopefully we can get enough support together and bring you back to the land of the living, brother. Grassman is saying, I only eat turkey once a year. Grassman, being a hunter, have you had wild turkey? Have you killed a turkey and eaten that bad boy? J.K. throwing down some support for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, saying it was number one on Scream's 100 scariest horror movies. Well, you know what? I gotta disagree, man. We got to go with The Exorcist on that, but TCM definitely deserves to be on that list, right behind the remake. DB going with the mashed taters. Oh my God. Yes. Serve me those in a bucket. And then I'm one of those sadistic people who will mix corn in with them and just go to town, man. I don't play around. Come on, Chad, saying TCM over The Exorcist. Get out of here. But look, so me and Chad have a little bit of an announcement to make. Are you ready? I don't know if you are, but look. We're planning some fun stuff for the old Talk Horror. And this is one of them. This is one of those things you just got to do. So I'm going to let Chad take it away here. Let's see what he has to say.
Good evening, horror family. On December 14th, Stephen and I will be discussing the great horror film Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 1984 movie. And be prepared because you'll never know what's going to happen.
Oh my goodness. There you have it, folks. There you have it. December 14th. I'm going to bring Chad Edmonds back on the stream, baby. Chad Edmonds is coming on. Okay? There's going to be a lot of testosterone on the stream, so you better be ready. Because we're going to discuss Silent Night, Deadly Night, the classic Christmas horror film. And we're going to talk about the themes that the movie touches on, as well as we're going to be talking about the controversy that surrounded the film and why the PTA or whatever the hell it's called, blah, 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 whatever, the parents, activist bullshit, decided that they were going to bitch about the movie and try to get it banned from theaters, whatever they're called. PETA, I don't know, whatever, something. But we're going to be talking about all that goodness, man, because that is a disturbing movie. And we felt like being around Christmas time deserves to be talked about. Now, back to our list of Thanksgiving horror films to watch. We're going to go with Addams Family Values. The members of the odd Addams family are up to more macabre antics in this sequel. This time around, Gomez Addams and his wife Morticia are celebrating the arrival of a new baby boy. But his siblings, Wednesday and Pugsley, are none too happy about the new addition and try their best to eliminate him. Their parents hire a nanny, Debbie Jelinski, whose presence leads to a treacherous twist. So, one thing they do is in this movie, so Wednesday and Pugsley are not happy with the new addition to the family. So they are sent away to summer camp. And at summer camp, they have to do a Thanksgiving play. And we already know how plays work out when you have the Addams involved. So you can only imagine what the Thanksgiving play looks like. So once again, this is not a movie that takes place necessarily on Thanksgiving, but it does have a Thanksgiving moment in there. So check that out. Addams Family Values. Ethan Wayland, what is going on, brother man? Welcome back. Oh, Ethan in the house, baby. Yeah, so there is a Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, JK, and it is called Silent Night, which has to be one of the most common names for a movie ever, because I noticed when I went to see Saw 10, there was a preview for a movie coming out called Silent Night. But maybe if we do a stream on the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise, we could discuss the remake, but we just kind of want to talk about the original film because, you know, Chad's initial idea was talk about the entire franchise. And I was like, dude, there is so much surrounding the original film and how heavy of a movie that is that we may just want to stick to the first one and then eventually work our way into the franchise at some point on a future stream because, dude, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night is just nuts. Nuts. Dude, JK, totally agree, man. Mother Superior was scarier than Psycho Billy. Got to agree with you there, man. And Mother Superior, dude, it's like, holy shit. That kid never stood a chance, man. Being raised up by her and then all the childhood trauma surrounded him. Woof. Woof. Man, oh man. Listen to Grassman over here bragging. He's like, I gotta go throw some wood on the fire. We're having backstrap and roasted potatoes. Come on, Grassman. Did you bring enough for everybody? No, then get the hell out of here. Come on, what are you doing? Raggletag says Blood Rage. Now, I do know that's a horror movie that takes place on Thanksgiving. I didn't include it in this list because I haven't seen it. I'm not familiar with it. And I didn't really want to throw things out there that I haven't seen or suggest something that could be bad. But I do need to check out Blood Rage. Let's see. Yeah, J-Dub says the Thanksgiving part is the only thing I remember from Addams Family Values, dude. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. Chad is saying our collaboration is so big he's taking off that Friday due to recovery. Oh my God. The Ghost of Nate Blanche says, did you saw how good Saw 10 was? Dude, yeah, it was good. It was good. Nice pun. Nice pun, Ghost of Nate. Damn, Ethan, what are you doing, man? Are you a driver for Uber Eats? How does that treat you, if so? I've always wondered. I've seen a lot of people complain about tips and stuff like that. Like they don't get the tips they feel they deserve or that Uber screws them over. So All right. On to the next one. On to the next one. On to the next one. Next up, we have Ready or Not. All of us have made certain efforts so our in laws will like us. But Grace is going to have to give it her all if she wants to fit in with her brand new husband's wealthy dynasty, who require her to follow a brutal tradition for the bride to try to survive her wedding night while the rest of them hunt her down. The class struggle stuff hits the proverbial fan in this extremely black satire, starring a brilliant Samara Weaving and including an uncommonly perverse Andy McDowell. Okay, so Ready or Not, once again, this is not one of those horror films that take place on Thanksgiving. But it's one that I think people should watch. It will put you in the Thanksgiving spirit because this chick is marrying into the family. She has to hang out with him. And like it says, man, some pretty off the wall shit happens. But let me tell you something. If you haven't seen this movie, I would suggest it anyway, despite whether you're trying to get in the mood for Thanksgiving or not, because this is a good movie. It's hilarious and brutal. It's action packed. I'm telling you, man, it's a nonstop thrill ride. That's what Ready or Not is. And we've all been in that situation. The first family dinner when you're the outsider coming into the family. It is so weird. Sometimes for depending whether your partner's family is really cool or not. You never know. But I'm telling you, man, Ready or Not is really fun. And it's I would suggest it for both men and women. That's a thing too. A lot of women are like, oh man, that sucks ass, on some of the horror stuff. Because yesterday I was talking with a friend of mine and his wife doesn't like horror movies. And she's like, well, what would you suggest, for a woman like myself? Ready or Not's one of those movies. Nate Blanche coming in. Look at this. The ghost of Nate Blanche saying, first, I'm an imposter. Now I'm a ghost. Which one is it? That is something a ghost would say. Thank you for proving my point, ghost of Nate Blanche. Thank you. Can't be trusted. Where's my holy water? Let's see here. Grassman says, I never knew they made banana-flavored Tootsie Pops. They are awesome. This is one of those comments I can't believe I read out loud on the stream, but you're all welcome. Brian Perry says, I have Ready or Not on DVD. Jesus, BP has every movie I've named so far on DVD. How big is your collection, Brian Perry? How many DVDs do you have, man? Ethan is answering my question from earlier. He says, yes, I am an Uber Eats driver. I get bored sometimes. I do warehouse work overnights as well. I'm a busy guy, but the tips are sometimes BS. Ethan, what is the highest tip you've ever gotten? And what's the lowest tip you've ever gotten? And you know what, Ethan? I think you should give all of your customers a tip and tell them to subscribe to Talk Horror. Just show up with your phone out and be like, look, I'm not leaving. I'm not giving you your food. You can't even eat until you subscribe to the Big TH. Yes, Chad Edmonds says, oh yeah, I'm wearing the Jason Kills Pumpkins shirt tonight. So that is the limited edition 2023 Talk Horror Halloween merch old Chad is rocking, which you can see in this picture. Tonight, however, I decided to go with the classic Talk Horror. The old classic Talk Horror shirt, baby. Yes, see, Dragon Blues loves Ready or Not. There you go, folks. There you go. It has the support of one of our women. I told you. Chicks dig it. The ghost of Nate Blanche saying, this is actually ridiculous and stupid. Something a ghost would say, Nate. Come on, do better. Do better. These spectral spectral visitors aren't that great at their internet humor. That's all I can say. Trav is saying Halloween H2O is also for the ladies, FYI. Why? Because of Josh Hartnett, Trav? You got a thing for the heart? Is that it? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Come on. J.K. saying Creep Show could fit as well. Damn, that's a good one. Yeah. I want my cake, Bedelia. Bedelia, you bitch. Yes, that could fit. Thank you, JK. That's a good suggestion. Brian Perry has over 350 movies. Dang! BP coming in. He's going to try to build up, man, and then just take over my job. I know it. I know it. Him and this ghost of Nate Blanche are going to team up and bad things will ensue. Trav hasn't seen Ready or Not. Trav, go see Ready or Not. What are you doing? Are you ready or not to see an awesome movie, huh? Come on. Now, we're going to move on to my next pick. I have two left. Two left, folks. Next, we have Get Out. And you might want to take a picture. It's very rare I'm going to suggest something from Jordan Peele. But here we go. Chris and his girlfriend Rose go upstate to visit her parents for the weekend. At first, Chris reads the family's overly accommodating behavior as nervous attempts to deal with their daughter's interracial relationship. But as the weekend progresses, a series of increasingly disturbing discoveries lead him to a truth that he never could have imagined. And I feel like this movie is one that you definitely have to watch around Thanksgiving because it revolves around the first time you go over to your partner's house to have dinner and how weird that can be sometimes, or to hang out or to meet the family for the first time. There are entire movies like this one that's dedicated to that experience. Some of them are comedies. Some of them are horror films. It could go either way. You never know, man. You never know. But I feel like that's a pretty good one to watch around Thanksgiving. And yes, Chad, he's scoffing at me including a Jordan Peele entry. It's, usually I wouldn't do that, man. But Get Out, I actually, from what I remember, I've seen it one time, and I actually do remember it being a good movie. But, yeah, there you go. Get Out. That's all I can say about it. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Ethan says, I'll try my best, but true horror fans won't say no. I'll make sure of that. And on tips, it can range from $2 to $5. So that's your average, but what is your absolute best? Are there, are there none that stand out? Because there's got to be some crazy guy out there, some, Danny Bonaducci type guy who's like, man, I'm going to give this dude $70 or something. Yeah, well, JK's like, hey, I have to admit, I didn't like Get Out. Dang, man. Well, I mean, I liked it, and I thought it fit the list, but I've only seen it once, and I certainly haven't rewatched it. It wasn't worth a rewatch, but if I remember right, Chad Edmond wants to know, have you seen the updates on Wind and Bone? Very little, man. I've been out of it for the past couple weeks. Really out of it. So I have a lot of stuff I need to get to, man, and catch up on. Brian Perry is saying Get Out was okay. Hey, there you go. Grassman says never saw it. Look, Grassman, I can tell you this. Get Out was good in my book. Us was absolutely horrible. I would never suggest that. And I pretty much refuse to watch the movie Nope. So that is a nope for me. So I can't give you any advice on that one. So interested to hear opinions on that. Now it's time for me to cover my last movie. So people, if you have questions or comments, we're going to start doing it because we're just going to have to chat because look, this is all I prepared. You only get 8 movies with me, okay? And the last one is The Witch a New England folk tale. So here's the story of the witch. Picture it. New England, 1630. William and Catherine try to lead a devout Christian life, homesteading on the edge of an impassable wilderness with 5 children. When their newborn son mysteriously vanishes and their crops fail, the family begins to turn on one another. The Witch is a chilling portrait of a family unraveling within their own sins, leaving them prey for an inconceivable evil. I feel like The Witch, you have pilgrims and shit. It's kind of like, some Little House on the Prairie looking stuff. They look like pilgrims, for God's sakes. They speak in Old English. It's a good horror movie. I do enjoy The Witch. All hell Black Phillip. I would suggest The Witch. I thought it was fun. Hey, family of settlers, you know what I'm saying? Come on, watch The Witch. Come on. Let's see here. JK says, I think Get Out was way overhyped. Certainly not worth an Oscar nomination. I agree with that. There was nothing Oscar worthy about that movie. J-Dub says, all those Jordan Peele movies were boring and predictable, in my opinion. Let me tell you something, man. Us was all I can remember about Us was how horrible it was. I was watching that with a friend, and he actually stood up mid-movie and was like, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, man, I've made it this far. I may as well finish it. And wow. What a horrible movie. So cheesy, so silly. And yeah. Chad says, would you consider The Village one to watch this time of year? That is a really good question, Chad. I think that could fit the bill, man, because once again, The Village is another period piece. I couldn't pinpoint that for you at what period in time it would take place, but it's another period piece with settlers. Well, at least what period you would think it takes place in. But here's the synopsis for The Village. And I think it would fit, Chad. I think that's a really good one, man. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village revolves around a desolate town in Pennsylvania. The residents of this town live by strict rules. They are not to leave the village, or the monsters beyond their boundaries will surely attack them. Lucius and Ivy have an attraction. A strong one. But when Noah, a man with an intellectual disability and who also has feelings for Ivy, finds out that the two are in love, Noah attacks Lucius. He will die if brave Ivy, who is blind, does not breach the borders and find help to save Lucius. I definitely think that one will work, man. That's a good pick, Chad. Damn. Oh my God, JK is saying, hate to say it, but I thought Us was better than Get Out. What? Really? Woof. Man, oh man, that's nuts, dude. I can't say that. I cannot say that. Why did you think it was better? Grassman saying, last night we binge watched Maniac Cop and Dead Heat. Damn. Dude, Tom Atkins, what a stud, huh? Ethan said, so I also pick up customers as well. And this one day, a customer gave me a $40 tip was my biggest one. And others, as far as tips, can just depend. So don't really have a very small tip. Okay. I got you, man. Hey, $40, dude. That's pretty good. Yeah, JK coming in with the hot takes, brother. Brian Perry, I'm with you, man. Us sucked. And when I went to Halloween Horror Nights, they still have people running around dressed up like they're in the film Us. They're running around, with the red dress on or whatever and carrying the scissors. And it's like, oh my God, come on. Very lame. They were the least scary thing there by far. It was actually pretty cringy. J-Dub says, if you hated Us, then Nope is 10 times worse. Oh my God. Woof. Well, I'm going to see because I'm just curious. What is Nope rated on IMDb? It's a 6.8. Oh my God. A 6.8. And it's getting all this hate from actual fans. So what do you think? Do you think these were paid reviews or what? What's going on? Why is this movie rated so high? JK says, didn't like either, but Us was, in my opinion, just more interesting and original than Get Out. Didn't like either, though. Damn, JK's doubling down on that. He's like, hey, don't get it twisted. Both of these movies suck ass. They suck elephant ass. Don't watch either. But if a gun was pointed to my head, Us was better. That's saying something, man. That's saying something. Chad Edmond says, I absolutely refuse to watch Nope. They should play that nonstop to get enemies to surrender. Yeah, dude, that should be a mental warfare tactic. The ghost of Nate Blanche coming in saying, haven't seen Nope, Get Out, or Us. Damn, Nate's like, nuh-uh. Come on. I'm a ghost. I have better things to do with my time. I have unfinished business to figure out. I ain't going to waste my time with that. J-Dub says, if you want a good new franchise, the X series is pretty good. Looking forward to Maxine. Well, I've seen X and I've seen Pearl so far. Grassman is coming in. He's giving us some of those deer meats and potatoes and beer. Thank you, Grassman. You finally brought enough for everybody. You know what? That Grassman is a pretty decent guy after all. After all this time, I've been talking crap about him. He comes in and feeds us. I like that. J-Dub saying, I love Maniac Cop 1, dude. I love Tom Atkins. Therefore, I love Maniac Cop. But let me ask you this. For you people out there who have seen Maniac Cop, Battle of the Chins right now. Bruce Campbell versus Robert Zadar. Who wins in a battle of the Chins? Bruce Campbell or Robert Zadar? Oh, let's see. I'm going to ignore the ghost of Nate Blanche claiming to not be a ghost. It's like a ghost saying, this house is not haunted. Come on. In blood on the walls. Come on. Chad Edmonds says, you've saved yourself so much psychological trauma, ghost of Nate. There you go. By refusing to watch those 3 movies. Ethan saying, the worst horror movie I think is the original Toxic Avenger. I'm sure we all agree with that. Oh my God, Ethan, you would be surprised. A lot of people love Toxic Avenger. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I'm personally not a big Troma fan. So, as a matter of fact, I could have included a Troma movie on tonight's list, but I couldn't get through it. So I couldn't suggest it, but it was called Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead or something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, that takes place on actual Thanksgiving. And it's just like, no, couldn't get through it. Chad is saying Robert Zadar, hands down. Who else? Who else is voting? Oh, man. Ethan is saying, hey, Bruce Campbell all the way. You can't fuck with Ash, baby. He's got the chin of legends. The ghost of Nate Blanche here saying, I'm not a ghost. If I was, I would haunt you. Woo! Oh, my God. Did you hear that? That is clearly a ghost-like sound he made right there. We know better. We know better, Nate. Quit being silly. We know you're a ghost. Come on, man. Not... You know, he's even including, he can't even get away from his ghost noises. Woo! It's like, Nate Blanche, tell us you're a ghost without telling us you're a ghost. Woo! Let's see here. Yes, Annie Bo Banny. Thank you. The part where Turkey puts the dad's face on, hilarious. She's talking about Thanksgiving. That is a hilarious moment. Oh my God. OMG. And she's saying it is free on Tubi. You folks have no excuse not to watch this movie. Go over to Tubi. Hey, you're going to get some ads on there, so it's going to, ruin the pacing a little bit, but it's free. Watch it. Thanksgiving, you'll love it. I'm telling you. JK, oh my God, yes. Poultrygeist. Come on. Let's see here. See, Brian Perry saying, I love the Toxic Avenger. I knew it, man. Ghost of Nate Blanche saying, you know what? Fine, I am a ghost. I'm dead. Finally. Maybe that is Nate. Maybe that was his unfinished business, was accepting. Acceptance. Acceptance is a huge part of life, Nate. A huge part, man. Huge part, dude. There we go. There we go. We love you, Nate. Poltergeist Nate over there, people. Ethan saying, one movie y'all should check out for Thanksgiving that also a horror movie is called Thanksgiving. Yeah, there you go, Ethan. That's what we've been talking about, Brother Jack, dude. That's a good one. And Annie Bo Banny, by the way, Brian Perry beating me to it a little bit here, but welcome to the stream. I see you in the comments all the time and I respond to you, but I don't see you in the streams that often. That's really cool. Thank you for coming in. She's one of us. Google Gobble, one of us. All right, we're at the 5-minute warning here, folks. So if you have any last-minute questions or comments, let's go ahead and get them in. Tonight's goal is a special New Year's Eve stream with the HorrorFam. You're invited. If we hit this goal, anybody who wants to, I will schedule a special New Year's Eve stream, and I will personally invite you to be on the stream with me. I will get you a link. It will allow you to come on here and be a part of the stream. You can talk with me, but the goal is $200. We got to hit that. We got to hit that if you want that to happen. So, number one, you get an extra stream with me. Number two, you can be on it. Grassman is drunk and falling over. He's talking to ghosts. He's belligerent. Yes, great minds think alike, Ethan. There you go, Brother Jack, dude. There you go. 4-minute warning. 4-minute warning. The Bears. Dragon Blue's coming in. The Bears? The Bears. Oh, my goodness. Are the Bears bodying up on you again, Grassman? Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on for you? And you know what? If nobody's going to come in with the last-minute questions or comments, I'm just going to say it again. Get your Where's Nate t-shirt. Link is in the description below. And if you want to check out any of these movies, I have linked to those in the description below as well. Make sure you click on those links. And even if you don't, so look, when I link to stuff on Amazon, even if you don't purchase what I've linked to, a cookie stays with you for 48 hours. And anything you buy through Amazon, I get a little bit of kickback from that. I get a little bit of a percentage. So please, anytime you're going to do some Amazon shopping, click on one of my links first. Helps me out. But right now, I do have links to all the movies we've discussed tonight in the description below. And you can click those, find them on Amazon right there. And Brian Perry is saying, what about the Friday the 13th movies? I can't really think of any that would suit the Thanksgiving festivities thematically, Brian. Not unless you include the doctor munching down on Jason's heart and Jason goes to hell. I mean, that's kind of a feast, right? It's kind of a feast. Likewise, you could also watch Pet Sematary 2 and watch Clancy Brown shovel mashed potatoes into his mouth until they fall out all over the place. There's you another one. Ethan, take care of yourself. Drive safe, man. I hope you get huge tips tonight, brother. Yeah, I don't think any of them are around Thanksgiving, JK, but I will say I'm still waiting on a Friday the 13th that takes place in the snow or around Christmas. I still think that would be a badass idea. I would just love to see it. Just love to see Jason decorate that snow with blood. Steven, I think it's more for a Christmas list, but why not throw in Edward Scissorhands? What an awesome, creepy movie. Dude, I'm going to do another stream like this, but for Christmas movies at some point. J-Dub, I think I'm going to just have to hit you up and be like, dude, you're going to have to come on here, and we're going to have to talk about some Christmas horror, man. Because Edward Scissorhands would totally work, but yeah, I guess you could. Edward Scissorhands, it's been so long since I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen it as an adult or even as a teenager. I certainly remember the snow and and Edward Scissorhand running amok and trimming bushes and all the women folk falling in love with him. But I don't really remember whether or not it would suit Thanksgiving. Let's see. JK said, ooh, that was one of the scariest scenes in Pet Sematary 2. Yeah, it was, because you even see like Clancy Brown's like neck oozing and stuff at the dinner table. Ew. Ew, gross. All right, folks. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'd like to thank all of you for coming on here tonight, talking with me, chatting with me, having a good time. The stream is haunted now, so Nate Blanche, I want you to not pull any tricks on me tonight or on the stream. I don't want any spookiness happening. And I want everybody to take care of themselves, have an awesome time. There's going to be some more streams and more content coming up soon. So I will see you before Thanksgiving. But everybody go check out these movies. Get in the festive mood. Grassman, it's not early. Come on, I've been on here for an hour. Come on, man. I'm hanging out with you folks. Hey, but I will be back soon. I'm going to set up some special stuff, okay? And then we have that special stream coming up with Chad. That's going to be fun in December. But all right, my friends, good night, JK. Thank you for that, brother. All right, my friends, until next week, look horror, listen horror. Talk horror, my friends. All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you all so much. We love you. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Mwah, 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 mwah. Watch all these movies. They're so awesome and great. And I never make bad decisions. I always give great opinions. Watch them. Bye.